Right, welcome ladies and gents. Nelson Peltz has sold all of his Disney stock with a profit now of estimated about $1 billion worth. Yep, he's done. It's all gone. All of his stock is done. So this, for those that don't know, Nelson Peltz is an activist investor. Activist, quite literally, in these terms, bizarrely, means someone that invests in a company looking to change the company somewhat to generate returns on profits. You'd think any investor would want a return on their sort of investment, wouldn't you? You'd think, but apparently not. So, yeah, the term activist investor is what he was. He invested quite a large amount, about $3 billion. He had about $3 billion worth of Disney stock. He looked to try to get 2 board seats. This was an ongoing saga, so he tried to get some board seats last year. I'm pretty certain it was last year. Then he tried again this year. Now, this year was a pretty big push for Nelson Peltz, and he didn't get them. Resoundingly, it would seem that pretty much everyone voted in favour of Bob Iger. Not overly sure why. And then what we saw from that, in terms of the stock, how the stock market responded anyway, was when he announced he was going to push for more board seats, the stock price went up. So the stock market responded very positively, favourably to the idea of Nelson Peltz on the board of Disney. And then when he announced that, or when it was announced, sorry, that he lost, and Bob Iger was the chap presiding on the throne of Disney's, I don't know, toiletry. That's kind of what they became, essentially. You know, might as well be a sewage at this point. The Disney stock market just crashed. Just absolutely cratered. It's not recovered. And now, since then, it's gone down even further. Since this news broke. So the stock market, the wider markets at play, indicate that Bob Iger and the current Disney board are terrible. That is what the stock market implies here. So Nelson Peltz announces he's completely got rid of his stock. Disney stock goes down. Why? Because it's a gamble. It's incredibly risky. So this is glorious. This is beautiful. Shall we take a look? Yes, we shall. Hit subscribe if you're newer, folks. Turn the bell notifications on. And if you like what I do here, you're a returning subscriber, and you like what I do, support further via Patreon, because YouTube does demonetize this channel and various videos here and there. It's very frustrating. So for Patreon, first link in the description box, $2 a month, support. Anyway, or you could just buy me a beer, I guess. So activist investor Nelson Peltz sells entire Disney stake after Proxy battle loss. Now, this is a new article, all right? It was released yesterday. So activist investor Nelson Peltz has sold his entire Disney stake, according to a source familiar with the matter. Peltz sold his position at a price of around $120 a share, which yielded a return of about $1 billion. Good for him. Great for him. That's great. Terrible for everyone else. So the development, first reported by CNBC, comes after Disney successfully fended off Peltz in his quest to secure board seats at the company, officially ending a highly contested proxy battle that plagued the entertainment giant for months. So Peltz had been fighting to secure board seats for himself and former Disney CFO Jay Rasulo, but was ultimately unsuccessful. At the company's annual shareholder meeting in early April, Disney said that the current board would remain intact following a stakeholder vote that gave the company's slate a win, apparently, quote, by a substantial margin. Bet they're kicking themselves now. Disney did not immediately respond to Yahoo for comment, not a surprise. So Peltz hedge fund, Trian Fund Management, had owned $3 billion worth of common stock in Disney, including the shares owned by former Marvel Entertainment chair Ike Perlmutter. The activist renewed a push to shake up Disney's board last year as the stock price hit multi-year lows. This is the thing. It wasn't exactly like it was doing great. It was doing terrible. So what do you expect? At the time of the shareholder meeting, Peltz said prior to the announcement of the results that regardless of the outcome of the vote, Trian would be watching the company's performance. Yeah, watching and knowing when to sell, by the sounds of it. And maybe they'll buy it again. Who knows? Because it's going to crash again. Maybe they can just buy, you know, when it's gone down. Come back. This doesn't mean... I mean, look, what a great way to make $1 billion. Buy it low. Announce that you're going to do a push for the board seats. And then sell it when it's high. After you lose. Makes sense. Makes sense. It says here, the long-term track record still remains disappointing. This is what Nelson Peltz said at the time. It says this, Disney shares are up about 12% since the start of the year, but have fallen roughly 15% since the company defeated Peltz in a proxy fight. They own all of this. This spike here is, and also here as well, this is Nelson Peltz basically announcing he was going to do proxy fights. This was all Nelson Peltz announcements, right? And then you have this. Oh, all right then. So, sorry, what? So 5-day average. Right. So Wednesday, it's confirmed that he's sold his... I mean, look at this. Dog shit. It's not good, is it? I mean, look. This is woeful. This is about... When did this drop? What, 11:39 p.m. at night. So... Yeah, not good. Yeah, it's not looking good for Disney, is it, this? 1 month. Right. I mean, again, 6 months. I mean, look at this. Again, gone up because he was announced. And then just... This is when it was confirmed... Was it here? I think it was here. April 2nd, I think it was, if I remember rightly. Confirmed that Nelson Peltz is done. Don't know. I think this might have been the Investor Day call, but then it's just cratered ever since. I mean, this is probably some of the most volatile stock you could get. It's not good. It's not good at all. So funny. Again, you just sit here. Look, 15% it dropped. Dropped 15%. What a boss, though. Yeah, sure, buy some... no, I'm just selling it now. That was $1 billion worth. Yay, made $1 billion. That's cool. Kudos to him. I hope he buys it when it's absolutely at rock bottom, buys even more stock, and then just comes in gun blazing. Although, again, what a great way to make $1 billion. So there you go. I mean, I'd say this is Disney just pretty much officially dead. I can't imagine... Looking at any of this, how are you going to recover from this? How are you actually going to recover from this? I can't see them reaching... What was their previous highs? I mean, it got to a high of... What was it? Year to date. Let's have a look. Yeah, the highest it's been this year is 122. I can't see it reaching that. And that is literally the day of the earnings call. And then ever since then, it's just gone straight downhill. Look at that. Year to date, 1 year overall. Yeah, it's nowhere near as bad as it was last year, by the way. And this is when he bought it all. This is probably when he launched his previous one. But I reckon this will get below... This will get back below $100, I reckon. Look at that. That's so bad. So bad. So he's done. Disney's done. They got huge amounts of debt anyway. But yeah, Nelson Peltz, $1 billion worth just off of Bob Iger. Hopefully that $30-odd million you earn every year keeps you happy at night, Bob. Because Nelson Peltz has just made $1 billion, mate. At your expense. Anyway, leave your thoughts down below. Take care. Bye-bye now.